At the beginning of the year, after I got laid off from my job, I honestly realized that I am always going to be disposable to a company. It doesn't matter how good you are at your job or how high up at the company you are truly just a number to them. And all of those together, if you were to just do all of those, could all make you at least $6,200.
Well, hi! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's episode, I'm gonna add value to the video created by Jess. According to her, you can do at least $6,200 a month with these 10 side hustles. What a beautiful lie. Another clickbait title.
So the first one is Etsy, and I actually started my Etsy store almost like a year and a half ago now. My sister was pregnant, she was having her baby shower, and I decided to make her some like paper games and invitations and stuff like that and like signs for her baby shower. And I just figured if I'm making these already, why don't I just upload them to Etsy and start selling them and see if I can make a little bit of extra income from that. All right, so my next idea is to create online courses. This is one that I actually really want to kind of experiment with and try and learn. There are tons of resources out there that you can start using in order to create online courses. All right, side hustle number 9. Side hustle number 9, almost there, you guys. This one is to kind of create either an online store or just like having products online. This is really similar to like what I used to do with my side business, Ballard Bikini. There's lots of different ways that you can do this.
We can divide her video in 3 different categories to make money with side hustles ideas. The first part is regarding selling products. And the way we can sell products in her video is by creating online courses, selling products through your own website, or selling products through a platform called Etsy. If you have already tried to create a website by yourself, you might agree that it could be expensive if you don't know how to do it by yourself, because you have to pay someone else to do it for you, and that could be expensive, very expensive. Also, you need to attract customers in a constant basis. If not, nobody's going to buy our products. As we stated in another video, the easiest ways to sell on merch is when you already have millions of followers in our social media. Remarks on the hard part is to actually create those millions of followers. Now, by using this platform called Etsy, it seems that we don't have to struggle with creating our own webpage and would attract a lot of traffic from scratch. It looks like Amazon that might charge us a commission for every sale we achieve, the webpage. I have personally not tried to sell any kind of products in these platforms, but I want to show you how to create an account. For Etsy, you need to type this name in Google web search. The link is going to direct us straight to the webpage. Then, if we scroll all the way down, click the link that says Sell on Etsy. Then, in the next page, go all the way down as well and click in this button called Open Your Etsy Shop. Type our email address, and in the next pop-up window, press Continue. The next one is an example of someone who created their own webpage to sell online courses, and it's called Home Sweet Home. And just scroll down a little bit to see how it looks like. The next one is another example of a web page to create and sell online courses called Academy Hacker, where we can find different prices ranges from $30 to $300, depending on the course. The hard task to achieve with these examples is the same way as we said before, to create a lot of traffic.
All right, side hustle idea number 2 is dog sitting or dog walking. And this is again one that we started doing actually back in December. So right before I got laid off, I honestly started doing Rover because I was like, I want to make a little bit of extra cash on the side for some spending money. And then it was actually a good thing that I started doing Rover because then I got laid off like a month later. But if you don't want to do dog sitting and have dogs in your house all the time, you could also do dog walking. walking. We use Rover for dog sitting, but you can also use the app called Wag for dog walking instead. All right, so side hustle number 6 is getting into doing things like a delivery service, for example, like Grubhub, or just being like an Uber driver. I'm just kind of blanketing those kind of driver services into one category. This is an obvious one. This is something that we all use on a daily basis. It's a great way to, spend a few extra hours in your evening if you have free time to go, deliver food orders and pick people up on Uber. As far as skills needed, obviously you just need to be a good driver and have a car. All right, next side hustle idea is freelance work. So I did kick this off this year and didn't really pursue it beyond like creating some listings. Essentially, I created my listings in copywriting because I do have some kind of marketing and copywriting skills. And kind of the way that this works is if a company doesn't have an internal employee or something like that, they might be looking for somebody to just put together, their website. An individual might hire a person to like proofread their resume and things like that. So there's all sorts of little kind of like freelance odd jobs type of thing that you can do. All right, side hustle number 7 is to become either like a personal assistant or a virtual assistant. I think the cool thing about potentially becoming a virtual assistant for somebody is the fact that you can do that from anywhere. And that's one thing that I really value is being a remote worker, being able to go travel and work on the go if I need to. Virtual assistants or personal assistants can do anything from admin work, project management, bookkeeping, answering emails, customer service, content creation. It can really be like a wide variety. As far as skills I think that you would need for this, just being organized and being able to kind of like stay on top of your tasks.
The next section of the side hustles is selling services. As we mentioned before, this type of sales are the cheapest one because we don't need to create a product. We use our skills to generate income. We might need to learn how to tolerate our customers, but that's another story. What I'm gonna do in this video is to show you new websites we can actually use to sell our services without the necessity of creating our own webpage. The first service idea she mentioned was dog walking or dog care in the webpage called Robert. She is a YouTuber from the United States, and some of her ideas do not apply to Canada. Fortunately, we can use Robert in British Columbia. Let's go into the website. Automatically, you will see different services we can obtain from the platform, and therefore, the same different services we can be paid for. Unfortunately, her second webpage called WAG is just available in the United States at the moment of this video. The next webpage she mentioned is called Fiverr. So let's type the name in our web search. We can see in the main page that there is a lot of drop-down menus where we can look for a lot of different services. Or we can type in the search bar the specific service we want to buy, or in our case, to sell. Something that just came up on the top of my mind regarding Uber services is that in British Columbia, Canada, if you want to sell our services as a Uber driver or a taxi limousine driver, we need to apply for a different type of driver license called a Class 4. And in order to acquire this license, it's a little bit more complicated than the regular driver license. They ask us for more knowledge and safety checks. Therefore, it's not that easy as she mentioned. By the other hand, food delivery apps such as DoorDash or Skip the Dishes do not require to have a specific vehicle to deliver the food. I'm not an expert, I haven't done that in my life, but I believe that the barriers to enter are not as high. For the legislation part, we have a lot of laws that might apply to our case, depending on our unique situation. Just to mention a couple of acts or laws in British Columbia regarding employment, we have the main one called Employment Standards Act. We have Workers' Compensation Act, and we have the Human Rights Code as well. In this case, we're just going to apply the Employment Standards Act for this particular case. The Employment Standards Act contains the minimum requirements between the employer-employee relationship. What it means is we can file a complaint with the employment branch, and also sue our employer in other grounds, such as under the Human Rights Tribunal if you were discriminated against. Of course, there is exemptions to the rules. If she wanted to complain with the board, according to subsection 74 sub 1, she has 6 months after the last day for employment. Her last day of employment, if she was temporarily laid off, is deemed to be the last day of the 13 weeks in any period of 20 consecutive weeks. Temporary layoff means when our employment doesn't require us anymore, but it doesn't tell us when we're coming back to work. If that is the case, according to the Employment Standards Act, we can assume that after 13 weeks of non-employment, we can be considered to be unemployed. We can find that specific explanation in subsection 63, sub 5. So, she might look for compensation depending on her length of service. It means how much time she worked at the company. The basic here is, if she worked more than 6 months, it's just 1 week of payment. If she worked for more than 1 year, it's just 2 weeks of payment. And after more than 2 years, it's up to 3 weeks of payment. Pretty sad.
All right, side hustle number 3, and this one is affiliate marketing. If you don't know what affiliate marketing is, basically all it is a referral link or something like that is created for you that's unique to you. And when you give it to your friends, family, YouTube subscribers, Instagram followers, whatever, when people click on that link and actually completely check out and buy the product, you get a small percentage of commission essentially from their purchase. All right, side hustle number 5 is this one right here, the thing that you guys are watching, which is YouTube. YouTube is obviously for me right now kind of my main hustle, but it is definitely something that anybody could start doing as more of a side hustle. But you could put out maybe like 1 video a week or 1 video every other week and start building an audience over time and ultimately get your channel to a point where it gets monetized, which basically means that YouTube is paying you in order to put ads on your videos. So side hustle number 10 is starting a podcast. And this is another one that I actually really want to do. What I really want to do is start it with Chris and have us make like a couples podcast. It wouldn't necessarily have to be about like our relationship or anything like that, but I just thought it would be kind of fun for him and I to work on something like that together.
The third way to make money, according to her, is by using social media. She described our old friend YouTube. She mentioned affiliate marketing again, and she introduced us with a new one, a podcast. If she wants to create a podcast, as we mentioned before, the easiest way to have money is already having subscribers in our other social media platforms in order to guide them to our podcast. If not, which is my case, and possible yours, don't lie, we need to find a way to make our new followers to hear what we want to say in our beautiful podcast. Now, going back to affiliate marketing, I'm gonna teach you 2 different web pages and we can use in order to get money if someone buys due to our referrals. The first web page is called LTK. Here, in the web page, we need to look for and then click for the button called Apply Now. And I guess we just follow the form to start referring our subscribers to purchase merch in this website. The second webpage is Amazon. Apparently, Amazon have the same program where they're gonna give us money, a commission, if one of our subscribers buys products from the store. Now, if you are curious about how to create a podcast, apparently we can use Spotify to upload and create our stories. An important thing that I have heard about creating a podcast is we will earn more money by being sponsored by brands rather than reproductions of our audience. Of course, it is worthy to remember that it's easy to get registered to any of these online platforms, but the hard part is to attract our fans, our audience, to start to make some money.
When I got laid off, I honestly felt a little bit screwed because I didn't have any other sources of income, any other income streams or money coming in. And because of this, I decided that no matter what happens in my job search, even if I get a new job, I want to make sure that I have other sources of income flowing in just in case something like this ever happened again. And honestly, even if you never got laid off again or anything like that, you might want to take a break from work. You might want to take a leave of absence to travel or to raise your kids. And By having side hustles that you can build up over time, you could not only create extra income, but also potentially even one day completely replace your entire income with your side hustles.
Thank you so much for staying at the end of the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I definitely agree with her statement. We're just a number for the companies. It is better to not depend just in our employer and start to diversify our sources of income. So we don't have to tolerate abusive conduct or do things that are against our integrity, against the law, or against public policy. And if we can reach this level of wealth when we don't absolutely need to work for someone ever, it would be amazing. So, see you next time. Bye.